You know more than one song by
Name
Joan
another
Jett.
song by
I Hate
Joan.
Myself for Loving You.
Okay,
I Love Rock
that's
and
the-
Roll. Crimson and Clover.
I don't know Crimson and Clover. I'm not a druggie.
It's a cover of the Tommy James and the Shandells.
What was the name of the song?
Crimson and
Don't-
Clover.
don't-
over and over.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Great
no,
song.
No. No.
Yeah.
No,
Da, 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 da. I'm not such a sweet
right.
thing. Da, 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 da.
We were wondering when this whole
Crimson
thing was
and
going to end.
Clover.
Stop.
Last Sunday, my owner feeds me a small white pill, right? I start to feel a little groggy. The next thing I know, I wake up, I'm in the sky. So I pass out from fear, and when I wake up, I'm in Florida.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, where everyone gets a vacation except for me. Please welcome your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is episode 162.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both went on vacation. Darren stalked us,
Yeah, I did.
stalked our family.
Well, it's sort of.
Yeah.
Mike and I were both on vacation. We went to Florida.
Florida.
Not
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Well, I mean-
Okay, I'll just explain what happened.
Okay.
So Mike's wife and my wife are friends, and Bess was talking to Libby about where you guys are going on vacation. We had a place booked in Hilton Head already.
Yeah.
We've been to Hilton Head like the last 4 or 5 years. So we were going to go to Hilton Head.
Yeah.
And Bess was talking to my wife about where you guys are going in Miramar, Florida, which is near Destin. And she's like, oh, the water's beautiful. It's clear. You can see through it. And
You can see the sharks right as they're coming.
You can. And there's
Yeah.
white sands. Well, so my wife, Libby, was thinking, man, that sounds great. And I would love to do something like that. And she starts going on the interwebs, the www, and she's looking for a place where we can go next year because she's thinking, this looks cool, this looks cool, this looks cool. And then she's
Yeah.
like, holy crap, this is available. She says, this is nicer than where we're going in Hilton Head. And this isn't as much as we were spending to go to Hilton Head. She calls me up and asks if I'd like to do that. And I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So she hits click, and then she
Yeah.
hit click on the other thing. And then she's like,
And then the Twilight music started. Twilight
like-
Zone music started.
well, now you guys were in Miramar, Florida. We went to Destin. It's
Yeah.
about 20 minutes away.
Okay.
So it was weird. And I thought, do I tell Mike that we're shadowing them on vacation and then he thinks I'm a stalker? Or do I don't tell Mike? And then you're like, oh, so you're too good. You
We
think
would have never known.
yeah.
We would have never known. Like it would have been weird because you and I took the same picture, I think.
Yeah.
Which was odd. Like
Yeah.
I was about to post a picture and I looked and you posted the picture and I'm
Yeah.
like, that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I was ready to send it on Facebook.
Which picture?
the sunset.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
last night. I was ready to post it and then you posted. I'm like, you mother scratcher.
Well, you could have done it.
I
too.
waited till the next morning.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to give some time, and then it
God
looked
forbid.
stupid because
Yeah.
you're sending a sunset picture at sunset, and now I'm sending it. And in the morning, they must have been like, "Where's Mike in Australia?"
Yeah.
on the other side of the thing.
So anyway, we went on vacation.
Yeah.
We didn't go. We met in the middle on a Wednesday. We all had dinner, had a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mike and I kind of went on vacation together, but we
Yeah.
didn't. And I'll tell you what was awkward: explaining this to Dave Lay. Sorry, Dave. Mike and I went to Florida, and we
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
bring you with us.
That's right.
So next time.
Yeah.
But how was your vacation?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
We went to Miramar, Florida, which is, as you know, very
Yes.
short distance away from Destin.
Yeah, not far from Destin at all.
By the second day, anytime Bess said, this thing that we're going to do is in Destin, I was saying, well, then we're not doing that thing. Because the traffic to get to go
I
there.
thought because you're going to run into
No,
us.
not that, not that. It was like, oh my God, every time we went that direction, the parking, you had to walk like a mile to get to your car to do all, it was insane.
It was.
And
It
over in
really was.
old the Miramar, it's like I want to go there, so just park and just walk out there.
Yeah.
I went to the town that the Truman Show was filmed in,
Okay.
and I want to tell that story.
Yeah.
I was looking for a bookstore. Everybody, before you're like, oh, nerd, that's what I do when I'm near. We went to, Bess and I went to.
I went to a bookstore before coming here tonight.
We went to the, what's that beach with the shells on it that's
Shell
hell
Beach?
to walk on? It's near Fort Myers.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Just make up
It's
a name.
there.
It was
It's
at
there.
you went
Anyway,
to Mike.
we went
Mikey
to like this
Sandwich.
this like bookstore, which is basically a lady's house with a load of books that look like they're about to fall on you at any given time. So I'm like, well, it was cool because you're like seeing stuff that hasn't been in print since the 1700s. So I looked for that in Destin or near Destin, and I saw that it was in a village or a town called Seaside, which is about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So we had a day where it's like everybody was tired, and I was like, Bess, you want to go to the thing? She's like, no, I'm just gonna lay down. Everybody's gonna sleep. I was like, well, I'm gonna go check out this bookstore.
Yeah.
I get there, and I took a picture of it on a side of the house. I was like, this town looks very odd.
Mm-hmm.
And then stenciled on the side of one of the houses said, good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Like the Truman Show. And then it was like the Twilight Zone music started, and I looked around, I was like, this looks like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Like this, and I got out into the square. I'm like, there's where he bought the magazine every morning, and this is where he parked, and the thing it's right there. And I went out to the sea. I actually went to you could see like an overlook to look at the ocean. I looked for a little doorway, way out there in the horizon.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
No. Can I?
Yeah.
That movie was fiction. It was fake.
Indeed. Yeah. So there wasn't a doorway in the ocean.
No, there wasn't.
But
yeah.
I looked it up on the Wikipedia, and I was proud of myself because I had all these thoughts, and I looked up, and sure enough, it was filmed there.
Okay. See, I don't know how you remembered that because, I mean, I saw The Truman Show 35 years ago.
Well, now I have a lot of memory because we watched it that night. I made the family, we watched it.
Oh, okay.
It was actually Andrew's idea.
Okay.
Let's watch it.
Okay.
And there's a scene where he's pulling up, and there's like this thing behind him.
Oh, really?
Like
a thing?
like a pyramid looking thing, lighthouse thing that's looking out over the ocean. And I got a picture of that when I was there. And we, as the family, actually went back. And that little town is where I got this.
Nice.
Yeah. So they had a music store.
I love how you show me something that nobody else can see.
Exactly. So they had a music store there. And it had like just cool stuff. I got a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy t-shirt.
Okay.
Which I didn't wear tonight because I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's up there. I was so excited. And I got this David Bowie mug. They also had a Queen mug. Same thing. They had a Keith Richards. They had a Bon Scott.
Okay.
Something like, hey, where'd everybody go? Or something. I don't know. Something he said.
Yeah, Bon Scott's most famous quote was, hey, where'd everybody go?
Hey, what happened?
Dude, if they would have had a Hey, What Happened XO Fred, I would have bought.
Oh, I'd love to have that.
I would have bought all of them.
I would love to have that mug. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. But anyway, so we went there. We parasailed.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie did not want to parasail.
Right.
When he was on the boat, we talked him in the parasail, and he got excited. He had a blast. We went to see the dolphins.
Yep.
Andrew and I.
We also went to see the dolphins. Yeah.
Andrew and I saw a shark about 50 feet away from us.
Yeah.
Now, longtime listeners always say, hey, Mike, aren't you terrified of the ocean and water? And I would say yes.
Yeah.
And Bess said this to me multiple times during the trip. I thought you were terrified. If you didn't see me at a restaurant, I was standing waist deep in the ocean, just walking around. Because the water was clear.
Yeah.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
I don't like when you can't
don't
see.
Know, yes. Yeah. When you don't know what's coming. Absolutely.
And fishes, a school of fish. Came around and they would nibble at my legs and feet.
If it's one type of fish, then fish is plural for fish.
Okay.
But if it's multiple types, then
fishes.
It's fishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like
not
if you have loaves with them, then it's the loaves and the fishes.
Right.
But if you have a bunch of fishy. Anyway, the point is, they came up and I could see them. So when something would nibble at me, I'd look down like, oh, it's a fish. I saw a baby shark, and I know it was a baby shark because it had like the little fin that goes sideways.
And the song was playing.
And they had the little fin. What do you call that thing that jaws the
dorsal?
Fin?
The dorsal fin. Yeah.
And a little tiny, it's so cute.
Yep.
And then as soon as I saw it go by, I'm like, the mom is probably around here somewhere.
Right.
So I went, I got the hell out of the ocean.
Exactly.
And then another day, Andrew and I were out there.
Next week, I'll mention something that I did on vacation.
Andrew and I want you to get this image in your head.
You're so flippin' excited.
I am excited. I'm excited because I've been terrified of the ocean forever, and I'm not anymore.
Right.
We were nipple deep in the water, okay?
Yep.
And we see schools of fish go by every once in a while, and there's another dude out there. He was wearing a Gilligan hat.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there was a boat tour company out there called Gilligan's Tours.
You do not take Gilligan's Tours.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take? About 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what these. Yeah.
So we're out there, and there's a guy in a Gilligan hat and another guy, and they're just kind of floating around. They're a little bit farther out than we are, and I see a brown, large shape. I'm no measurement guru, but when we saw sharks out on the dolphin boat, we saw some sharks out there.
Yeah.
He would say, "Oh, that's about a 4-footer. That's about a 5-footer. That type of thing. Those distance." So I think this thing was about 5 feet or 6 feet long, and it was just trundling along. I pointed out to Andrew, I was like, Andrew, I think that's a shark.
Yeah.
It was in a wave. It was like the waves were coming. It would and then it would switch over to another wave, and it goes side. Nobody can see what I'm doing with my hand.
No, they can't.
And I, as a guy who's scared of the ocean, this thing was as far from us, is like a little bit farther than that basketball hoop is from me right now. Again, nobody can see that. About 50 feet away.
Okay.
And we just calmly watched it like, that's totally a shark.
Yeah.
That is a shark. And Andrew, where? He couldn't see it until it was like, it went like all the way across.
Yeah.
It was almost gone. And I'm like, there. And then he finally saw it. And I started to think, well, maybe that wasn't a shark. Maybe it was like a mermaid.
Yeah, a mermaid.
And
a mollusk.
And I was thinking, I think I would probably remember more than her voice. I thought of you and your stupid mermaid story the last time. I would remember more than her voice.
Well,
anyway.
That wasn't my story.
So I said...
I didn't write The Little Mermaid.
To me, you did.
Okay.
So
I wish I had the money.
I'm out there in the water, and I look over at the Gilligan guys, and they're not even... They just looked over, and I was like, I think that's a shark.
Yeah.
And the one Gilligan guy said, oh, yeah, a shark. Yeah. We saw one out here about 4 years ago. It came right by my leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys don't seem to... He's like, oh, you see him.
Well, I think
They're
I told
out
you
here.
this. Like when we went on our honeymoon, we went to Australia and we were at the Great Barrier Reef where we were snorkeling, and Libby and I are out, and we're kind of away from the other people who were on the boat.
Failure.
Yeah. And Libby pops up her head and she's like, I saw a shark. And dumbass me goes, where? And I plop my head under, and I'm like looking actively.
Thrashing. Were you thrashing? And did you have like an active cut and you were bleeding in the water? Yeah.
I wanted to see the shark. Stupid me. And, she got really nervous.
Yeah.
And she's like slowly swimming back to the boat. And she told the guy on the boat, she said, I saw a shark. He goes, oh, yeah, it's probably a nest shark.
People don't give a
No.
Like people that
like,
are like beach
it's like,
people.
I saw a turtle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Surfers and beach people, they don't care that you saw. And me and Bess were talking about it. She's like, I think is this like how it is when you go to Gatlinburg and you see a black bear, and they're like, oh, yeah. Because I remember the black bears are all over the place.
Yeah.
You'd be behind one in the gas station.
A black bear stole my wallet. And nobody seemed to care. They're like, well,
but then
what'd you expect? You're walking around Gatlinburg.
So Andrew and I saw this thing go away off in the distance. And then we're like, look at each other. He's like, should we get out? And I'm like, well, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's like, will he come back? And then one of the Gilligan turned around, was like, he's gone. He made it. There may be another one coming along here. And then me and Andrew.
He's in Texas. Yeah.
Me and Andrew standing in the water, having just seen a shark, a relatively large shark.
Yep.
To me, any shark larger than a foot or two is a large shark.
Yeah.
Having just seen it in the ocean, standing there, thought, man, I hope another shark comes by so I can get a good look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll stick my head underwater.
Yeah.
Hey, shark.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and there's nothing worse than when the cold weather comes in and your lips get dry and cracked. I'll tell you what, when I drink a margarita with chapped lips, it's totally painful. The salt and lime juice gets in there, and damn, that really smarts. Anyway, Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm can make your lips feel better in seconds, and it comes in 5 flavors: cherry, bubblegum, vanilla, mint, and root beer. So say goodbye to dry, chapped lips with Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm. Available everywhere fine lip products are sold. Now back to the show.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you took the boat out to see the dolphins, I wonder if you took like the same boat company that we took, because the guy
Did
driving
they take
the boat
you through the bay and show you all the other boats?
Yeah. The guy driving the boat was hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kudos to him. He made it so fun. It's like you could get 2 drinks, sodas and water, and they were hosing you down.
Oh,
and
no, he
the
didn't do
music
that.
was
Yeah.
really, really loud.
Okay.
And he starts playing Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
A Stevie Wonder song. And he says, anytime you play a Stevie Wonder song, sharks and dolphins will come up. It's science. He says, by the way, I don't know if anybody notices or knew this, but Stevie Wonder has never seen a dolphin. That's where we saw, I saw 3 dolphin. Libby's convinced that we saw 6.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that we saw the same 3 dolphins twice.
Man.
Yeah.
You said twice. You add the at the end of twice.
Yeah, twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our guy, he stole one of your jokes.
Okay. Oh, which one?
We're coming around these rocks, and he said, "Okay, everybody, look out to the right. There's rocks out there. It's pretty iconic area. Who here has seen Free Willy? Everybody seen Free Willy when Willy jumps over the rocks? Everybody seen that part?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah. And people start taking pictures. He's like, yeah, it's totally not those rocks.
I loved it. We had so much fun. It was a great
a
couple of hours out on the boat.
Yeah.
And they really made it worth the time, and it was a good time. Nobody got sunburned.
Yeah, I get it.
I did. Now you guys are smart. You flew down there.
Yeah.
We drove
in a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We drove. What's supposed to like a 12-hour drive door to door ended up being 16 hours in the car. We got stopped thrice for accidents on 2-lane interstates.
Yeah.
One time was like 45 minutes. One time was like an hour. Another time was around. It was really.
So did you guys stop and sightsee on the way down
No.
and back, or was it just straight?
Before we even got to Alabama, we saw a billboard that said Buc-ee's, 207 miles. Like 207
Basically, that
miles.
sign says there's ain't between here
That's
and
what
Buc-ee's.
I'm thinking.
That's
really,
what it
there's
means.
nothing between here and there.
Yeah.
207 miles to get to Buc-ee's. And I wanted to stop at Buc-ee's, but I thought, no, we'll stop at Buc-ee's on the way back.
Yeah.
We ended up passing, once we got through Alabama, or into Alabama, and we got to Athens, then I saw Buc-ee's 4 exits away, 3 exits away, 2 exits away. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And I thought, maybe we will stop because I needed gas.
And this is Athens, Georgia.
Athens,
Did you see
Georgia.
Michael Stipe?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't see him. I didn't see the B-52s.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the Go-Go's.
Okay.
Whoever else is from Georgia.
Yeah.
We get to where Buc-ee's is. There's got to be 35, 40 cars on the exit ramp to get to Buc-ee's. I'm like, this.
They've been advertising it for
207 miles.
Yeah.
So we did not stop at Buc-ee's on the way down there, but we we kept going. We stopped at another bathroom at a speedway, like 5 miles past, and there was a sign in there that said, "We make every effort to keep this bathroom clean because we want every experience for you to be amazing."
Jeez.
I'm like, really?
Amazing bathroom experience.
They're really coating it on pretty thick there. We went to Merlin's Pizza.
Okay. We ordered Merlin's Pizza delivered. I got a crab and shrimp pizza.
We got the meat feast.
Yeah.
Okay. It had pepperoni, sausage, bacon, ham, and brisket. I've never had brisket on a pizza, but I'm like, hey, it's the meat feast. Sign me up. This son of a bitch had strips of bacon.
Yeah.
Whole entire strips of bacon on the pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut your mouth, man. Oh my God. Crispy.
Yeah.
Entire strips of bacon on the pizza. I'm like, we're all going to have heart attacks.
So I want to tell you a story.
Yeah.
This was a cause of some consternation on our trip.
Did you take Metamucil?
We went to Fudpuckers.
You didn't get that joke.
I did. Okay. I bypassed it. That's
one.
I'm going to listen to that
next week. You'll laugh
from
at
now.
that.
When this stuff comes out, I'll listen to it and I'll laugh myself silly.
Okay.
You can edit that out.
Yeah.
Warning. The following segment contains language that may sound inappropriate or offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Fudpuckers.
Yeah.
Bess wanted to go to Fudpuckers. We had some places we go the last day of our trip because our plane didn't leave until like 7.
Yeah.
And we had to sit in the Destin airport, which, by the way, is in the running for worst airport in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm including the airport that I was in Turkey.
Ooh.
In that.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me back up. Fudpuckers.
Not
We have to go to Fudpuckers.
Yep.
Not
put.
the other ones. Yeah. And I had fun almost saying what you just said in front of the kids.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that the entire time.
What do they think is going to happen?
It was our
when
last
you name
day.
it
Well, that's the
Fudpucker?
point. It used to be a nightclub.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Let me tell you. I'm gonna Quentin Tarantino this for you.
Okay.
Okay. Bess
You're going to tell the end of the story and then the middle?
Uh huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bess knew that it sucked,
Okay.
but Bess was pushing us to go there. Okay.
I thought that it was like kind of heavily rated or highly rated.
No, I don't know why.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
We go there.
Uh-huh.
We have to be there. Like we're there like a half hour early before they open.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're waiting in line outside. There's all these people, sweaty and nasty, waiting for the doors to open.
And that's just the crew.
Yeah, at 11 a.m. to
Okay.
eat lunch. So, and it's Fudpuckers, and
Yeah.
we haven't made it to Fudpuckers yet. I'm going to say as many Fudpucking times as I can.
Oh, go Fudpuck yourself.
So these mother Fudpuckers, look, they finally opened the Fudpucking door and let us in there. The first thing that hits me is the smell. It reminded me of the smell of the greenery in Athens. People that went to OU back in the day.
Okay.
Was every college town has the bar that nobody really goes to after they're a freshman. You know, you just
Yes.
don't go there anymore.
Yeah, I know
unless
exactly
you're
what
a
you're talking
creepy weirdo.
We had a
And it
couple of
had
those in Johnson
It
City.
had a smell that was like a combination of sweat, urine, and Mold.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that hit
And
me
wood.
hit me dead in the face.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we went up the stairs to the little area. In that little staircase, I actually paused and I said, and I quote, Jesus, because the smell, they added crotch into that mix. It hit me dead in the Fudpucking face. We get to the table, and it's one of those tables that's kind of sticky a little bit, so you don't want to put your arms on it.
Oh my
and
God.
The menus are they're just like crusted with stuff. And the lady, she
Are
goes
you
through
serious?
She's like, no, the menus were like little newspapers. The drink menu was crusted with stuff. Anyway, I'm like, hey, this is Fudpuckers. This thing has been highly rated. We looked. Gives the history of Fudpuckers on this Fudpucking menu. How it used to be a nightclub, and then they added a restaurant, and then they added alligators. And I'm like, okay. Now I know why the name is there. It was a nightclub called Fudpuckers, and then they said, hey, let's put some alligators in here, and that was fun.
That makes sense.
Let's put a little restaurant. So we order the food. Remember that phrase? We order the food.
Okay.
I ordered fish with shrimp on top.
Why-
I could have ordered they had a whole selection of that it's clear they're microwaving in the back.
Right.
But no, I'm at the renowned Fudpuckers.
I'm sorry, but if you're there before the place opens, you wouldn't think that they would be microwaving stuff. That
You
it would
wouldn't-
be.
you wouldn't-
It would be
that's
like,
right.
hey,
You wouldn't-
it's the first
you
batch of
wouldn't-
shrimp of the
That's
day.
right, you wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So we wait an inordinate amount of time. I'm like, wow, they must have arrived when we did, and they've been firing up the grill in the kitchen back there and washing the dishes before they start. It was like an hour.
Well,
before.
nobody did the dishes last night, so
It was over an hour before our food came.
see,
I mean, we got appetizers, but so the food comes, and I take my fork. Now, I've been eating seafood as much as I can all week.
Yeah.
Because we're there.
Yeah.
And we ate some places that have their own fleet. I forget the name of the place, but it has its own fishing fleet.
Yeah.
And I got that. We spent Jesus. Hello. We spent a horrendous amount of money on dinners. I mean, a horrendous amount.
I hear you.
But they were beautiful. They were wonderful. And then I have come to get accustomed to what this fish that I just bought and what them shrimp are going to taste like. And I put my fork on top of the fish to go down in. Okay. Do you remember?
You're trying to go down into
down
a fish.
in the fish.
Okay.
You remember Lord of the Rings?
I do.
When Elrond was reforging the sword to give to Aragorn, where he's king.
Yeah.
And they were banging on that's what the fish was about, as solid as that anvil.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me like when Gollum was biting into the fish, the close up and the spurting
my
of
fork hit the top of the fish, and instead of going in, it went. And I'm like, that's weird. And I can't get it in there.
Hello.
That's what she said.
I go fork down into it. And it's and I had to use my knife to cut it. I put it in my mouth and I couldn't chew it. It was so I was like, okay, I'll take one of the shrimp. I go to bite one of them and I can't get it off of the little skewer. I had to pull it off.
Okay.
And I chew it. I couldn't get the shrimp down. I had to spit it out. Like, what the hell? It was on a bed
This portion of our podcast is brought to you by Fudpuckers.
It was on a bed of mashed potatoes. I'm like, how can you fuck up mashed potatoes?
Oh,
well,
well.
you can serve them cold. It was
Cold?
literally cold.
You're the first one there.
Exactly.
How the Fudpucker did that happen?
Exactly. Charlie got mac and cheese and fries.
You can't screw that up.
He thought it was great. Andrew got something, and he thought it had hush puppies.
Okay.
He thought his was great. Bess got like a couple of spoonfuls into hers, and she just kind of set the thing down and was like, huh.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I was like, this is disgusting. I'm not a guy that sends food back, but I was very close to.
You didn't? Oh, I would have.
didn't.
No, I would have. I totally would have.
just didn't think that they had the capability to make anything. So then Charlie had to go
that's
pee.
when you say this tastes like and I don't want it.
Yeah.
And I would just want my money.
Charlie had to go pee.
Yeah.
So he wanted me to take him to the bathroom. We go down to the next level. Now, I thought the crotch mold and Fudpucker smell that I smelled before add in feces to that. There was already feces smell
Oh my God.
at 11 in the morning. Somebody had already gone in there and
Okay.
enough to smell it up.
Okay.
Outside the bathroom, there were people eating in wafting smell of feces.
Wafting, you
Wafting.
say. Oh my God. Wafting.
We finally, and I'm trying to be nice because Bess was so excited about Fudpuckers.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if she asked or if I just gave my opinion. I said something along the lines of, wow, that blew. And she said, yeah, it got really bad reviews for its food. She said it's gotten horrendous reviews for the food.
Wow.
Like you knew coming into this that
Oh,
it was going to
man.
be terrible.
You see,
Her thing, and this is logical. She's been married to me a very long time.
Yeah.
She knows how I am. She said, if I would have told you that the food sucked, you would have complained about it and you would have poo-pooed it the entire time.
hated it even if you liked it.
Exactly. But then I posited to her, yes, but I wouldn't have ordered the $45 fish with shrimp on top. I would have ordered something you can't screw up. I would have gotten the tater skins and the falafel or whatever the hell else was on the appetizer menu. I've gotten those things.
Gotcha. Wow. Well,
but they did have a little gate. They had a bunch of like baby gators you
Yeah.
could go look. That was cool.
well, I'm sorry that you had that experience because we had pretty good restaurant experiences while we were there.
We did, with the exception of
Yeah.
that.
Well, while we were down there, it's like we said we would meet up for dinner, and we. By the way, I was going to tease coming up on this episode. We went there for 4th of July. My son got injured at the fireworks.
Blew his thumb clean off.
No,
Okay.
a couple feet up.
Okay.
We'll get to that. So we're all going to go out to eat. And Libby was looking through all the restaurants that were in the Destin, Miramar area. We came across a place called Stinky's Fish Camp.
Yeah.
Now, I would have thought that your experience at Fudpuckers would have been what we had at Stinky's Fish Camp, based solely on the name.
Yeah.
Why would you name a restaurant Stinky's Fish Camp?
Yeah.
I have no idea, but the place was packed, and we asked your wife, when do you guys want to get together for dinner? And she said, I think 5 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah.
God, she was right.
Yeah.
And
be careful. Yeah.
there was a day when it rained, and we went to see the Indiana Jones movie.
Okay.
After we got out of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, starring Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
We get to Stinky's Fish Camp about 4:30, and I thought, sweet, I'm getting to get a table. We'll get a couple drinks. And I said, table for 8, and they said, okay, it'll be about 10 minutes. And I said, great.
Yeah.
And
is your whole party
the
here?
10 minutes come, and they would not seat us because our whole party wasn't there.
And you brought all that Destin traffic down our way with you.
It was raining cats and dogs when we drove down there. But they wouldn't seat us. But that was like the only problem with Stinky's Fish Camp.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Stinky's Fish Camp. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I love seafood. There are literally hundreds of seafood restaurants in the Gulf Shore area, and Stinky's Fish Camp is one of those restaurants. Stinky's Fish Camp. Ask for it by name. Now, back to the show.
The place where we stayed had this ginormous pool.
Okay.
I mean,
I know where you stay. I think I know where you stayed.
I mean, it was just the biggest pool we had ever seen at any place where we've ever vacationed.
Yeah.
And it was awesome because how many times have you been to a pool and somebody starts yapping and annoying you, or kids are playing too close, or it's like you're just in there, you're wanting to chill.
Yeah.
You could just go to another part of the pool, take a corner, go down this river, take a left to go down that river or something.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
And this pool had these 3 bridges that went over the pool that you can get up and walk over and then go to another part of said pool.
Okay.
So Jacob and I have got the football. Okay. And I know we're not the first person to do this. We won't be the last. But we're like, I think we can clear that bridge.
Yeah.
And then catch the ball. So Jacob and I are going for that. And we're doing it with the first 10 or so throws we missed. Then we got our grip there. Got hold of it. Yeah, we got our thing on. And we're if the NFL were there, I think they would have drafted Jacob. Absolutely. And then Cameron, who usually doesn't get in on pool football, says, hey, throw me the ball. Cameron can catch football. Yeah. So we're having a great time.
Yeah.
Everything was great until we missed this lady's nose by like an inch. And the look she gave me.
What the Fudpuck did you just do?
The look she gave me was like, I'm not going to kill you because you missed me. And then she saw the look of terror and regret on my face. I said, I am so sorry. And I said, we're not playing pool football anymore.
Yeah.
Jacob's got his arms in the air like, I am so sorry. I totally Fudpuck that.
Hello.
You can edit that.
And I will. So I mentioned we go down for the fireworks, and we were about a 10-minute walk from the beach.
If they're probably still shooting off fireworks by the time you hear this,
yes, honest to God. Well, they're still shooting them off in my neighborhood too, and it's July 11th when we're recording this.
Yeah.
It's about a 10-minute walk to the beach from our villa. Ooh, never stayed in a villa before. We walked down to the beach and we got our blanket and we're sitting there, and the fireworks are going pretty good. These people next to us brought their own. And they started lighting off a few. Yeah. And this guy comes over and he sets one in the sand and lights it. And we're, I don't know, from me to you from it. Yeah. Okay. He lights it and then we hear, but it doesn't go. And we're like, oh, and before the word could come out, boom.
Oh, okay.
And then all our ears were ringing.
Yeah.
And then Jacob goes, ow. Ow!
Oh yeah!
Ow! Yeah. And Libby and I have talked about this, and we both feel horrible. But we were both like a second away from going, dude, it wasn't that loud. We thought Jacob was overreacting like nobody's business because the boom boom went off and it was loud, but then we noticed his arm is bleeding. Like a piece of the firework flew off, hit him in the arm. Right below the shoulder. Yeah. And it's bleeding. Yeah. And it stings, right? And so now we're all like, oh, he's been actually hit by a firework. And the guy who lit it, the look on his face.
Well,
and he comes over and he's like, oh my God. And he's like, and he had like the sexiest voice. He goes, oh man, I'm really sorry about that. It was defective. I didn't know. And he's like, I didn't know. He says, "Are you okay? Are you guys okay?"
Yeah.
And he apologized and apologized and apologized, and everything was good, and we cleaned it up and it was fine. But you ever see Pulp Fiction?
Oh yeah,
This was divine intervention because I was sitting in front of Jacob. And Libby was also sitting in front of Jacob. The firework didn't hit either of us. It went through us and hit Jacob. So I have no idea how that happened, but it did. Go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. You can listen to every episode that we have. You can go to Patreon, and if you want to donate money, you can get in on our Patreon club, and you can get kick-ass
There's
bonus
tons
content.
Of crap up there.
Do that, and send us a review. And as always, we hope to see you on the next episode of Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Oh, good. The show's finally over. I'm going to get a cookie.
We went to the Golfinarium. We saw the dolphin show.
Okay.
We saw penguins.
Now, you saw a donkey show?
Yeah, the dolphin.
Oh, the dolphin show. That's different. That's in Mexico.
The donkey show, they threw a donkey in the pool. That did not go well.
No, it did not.
Fudpuckers had Hunt's ketchup.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
If you walk into a restaurant and they have Hunt's ketchup, walk your ass out.
Yeah.
Out. I don't care if you're starving. If you've crawled through the desert for weeks and you're about to die of starvation, you crawl in. Yeah. It's like, hey, we got Hunt's ketchup. Well, fuck it. I guess I'm just going to die right here in the sand.
You brought it up.
I didn't bring it up.
You did. We're just sitting there talking about My Nice Smile with our new listener, and you're like, hey, Joan Jett's coming to Florence. So, yes, you brought it up. Your Honor, request permission to look at the tape.
You're heading out this afternoon. It is hot, and it is very muggy out there.
It's getting hot in here. So hot in the city. The heat is hot, 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 hot-blooded. It's too hot, 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 hot.
It's too darn hot.
Hot child in the city. You might as well be walking on the sun. Yes, I'm hot.
That's so hot.
Some like it hot. Some like it hot.